Let's talk about social media management and why it's an important skill to learn in 2025. There's a lot of opportunity in social media management itself. And so many businesses actually don't have time to manage their own accounts. You realize that social media management, as simple as it is just social media management. You manage social media platforms for businesses, individuals. You can manage social media platforms for small businesses. This includes local shops, online stores, restaurants. You can manage social media accounts for coaches and consultants. You can manage social media accounts for influencers and content creators. And you can even manage social media accounts for busy professionals on platforms like LinkedIn. Now, a lot of businesses today are actually looking for ways to get clients. And the easiest approach with this is social media itself. And you realize that a lot of businesses look forward to having social media accounts, but the problem is so many of them are actually too busy to manage these particular social media accounts. Now comes in a social media manager. Now I'm actually going to share some of the roles that you can do as a social media manager. And the funny thing is that you really can get started with a smartphone. I mean, we're living in a world today where I think smartphone penetration is actually so high. And some of the roles that you can actually do as a social media manager, let me share them with you, is that you can create and schedule posts. You can use tools like Canva, right? Canva is a very good online graphic design tool that you can use for social media graphics. You can use something like Buffer. Buffer is what you use when you want to schedule social media posts to various platforms. Meta Business Suite allows you to schedule posts on Facebook and Instagram. Then you can also engage with followers. When you post something on social media or probably the social media platforms for your client, you can reply to direct messages, that is DMs. You can respond to comments, and you can even probably just follow up on potential leads. You can also post stories and reels. Like, for example, you can do that on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, among other social media platforms. You can also track analytics and insights. Data is quite important, and you need to understand how to analyze data, especially when it comes to social media platforms. Each and every social media platform that we have today has an analytics tool that allows you to track engagement. Like an example for me is I mostly use TikTok, and there's always some analytics that you get weekly, monthly, right? It can even be for a whole year. So these analytics allow you to understand the trajectory of the content that you're creating. And I think it's important for you to take it on a point of understanding the growth of your accounts. Like when you're managing social media profiles for a client, I think analytics works as a way for you to prove that you're doing something. So you also need to understand how to track analytics. It's also important for you to get to understand some very simple things like how to do graphics. You can know how to use tools like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. Canva is great for a start. Now, I'm actually going to share some tools that you can actually get to use for social media management very simply from your smartphone. Number one is Canva. You can use Canva to create social media posts, flyers, and banners. You can use CapCut to edit short videos and reels. CapCut is a very good and versatile video editing tool. Now, when it comes to scheduling and automation, especially when it comes to social media posts, you can use tools like Meta Business Suite, where you can schedule Instagram and Facebook posts. You can use tools like Buffer or Hootsuite. These allow you to actually schedule posts across various social media platforms. Well, I happen to believe there's always a premium version that you have to pay for that. Then, when it comes to content research and hashtag tools, I recommend you can actually use either ChatGPT or DeepSeek AI. These ones allow you to generate content ideas and captions for your clients, basically. Those are tools that you can actually get to start with. Well, you can also use Google Trends to get to see which topics are actually trending for a specific niche, basically. If you wanted to do something like demonstrations probably, or you probably want to how will I put it? It's quite common for you to have virtual meetings with your clients, right? Like if you're working with a client and you just want to have a meeting virtually, not physically, I think it's important for you to understand tools like Google Meet and also how to use Zoom. These allow you to actually just work productively without having to incur a lot of costs when it comes to physical engagements, when it comes to meetings. Now, how do you find your clients? Number one is having a personal brand. You need to really, I think you need to understand how to create a personal brand. That is, have some social media profiles or even have a website. I also think you can leverage upon platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, but you have to really be someone who is, let me say, a professional, because so many people actually put and churn out a lot of garbage and think that they can actually get jobs on these particular platforms. Professionalism is key. Also, having a unique selling point is very, very important. LinkedIn and Instagram are also very good tools for you to actually get started with, especially when it comes to LinkedIn. You can actually message business owners and probably influencers who are actually looking for help. I also think you can actually do cold outreach. Cold outreach is basically where you send emails to potential clients and customers. This allows them to actually get to see proposals by you. You can create proposals using ChatGPT on what you're going to be doing for the clients. And I think it's important for you to package yourself properly. Package yourself by having a rate card. Package yourself by having a portfolio. Package yourself by just knowing what you do so well. If you're just beginning in this journey, I think it's important for you to get experience. You can get experience by managing social media platforms for probably some of your relatives or probably a friend of yours, a business of a friend, and get more experience on the role that you have as a social media manager. But generally, social media management is a skill, and let me say, is one of those particular skills that I would recommend that you actually pick up, because it's really needed in today's world, especially when you have the digital when you're talking about digital entrepreneurship. I think most people are looking for social media managers. For me, I also have one. I have actually two of them. And you can see that there is always a need for people who can actually manage social media platforms so well. So equip yourself with the skill. You can use Udemy, you can use YouTube, you can actually get a coach, someone who probably has been in the field, and they can actually share insights and ideas. That's one of the best ways I actually recommend. But I hope this information was helpful. Make sure to subscribe and follow for more. Thank you.